Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We are back with the Corvette. So I had the water pump installed, ran the car for a couple days the other day, and I got a massive oil leak. Well, I wouldn't say massive, I got a pretty good size oil leak. So I don't know if, I did find a couple bolts loose on the water pump, so I don't know if that was it or if I had some seals go out. So we have currently, the car tore apart again. And I think I did buy a timing cover gasket kit, which comes with water pump, and then like the shafts, the seals for the shaft on the water pump, and the Opti spark, O-rings, and stuff that we need. And it came with, yeah, like I said, it came with the water pump. I think at this point, I'm going to replace the Opti spark. I'm not having issues with it right now, but I've got the car tore down to this point. So we might as well change it. I'm gonna go order a new one. The Opti sparks are a known problem on these cars. Mine is a 96 with the LT4, so it does have the vented cap, which is a good thing. But I'll keep that one as a spare just in case, because they are super expensive. They're like 180 to almost 400 bucks depending upon which one you get. I'm gonna order the one from AutoZone. It's almost 200, GM part number, so we'll go with that for now. So I'm gonna run up, order parts. We'll work on this as far as we can get today until parts come in. I need a whole bunch of stuff. I need floor dry, a water temp sensor, stuff like that. I made a mess and I'm out of floor dry. So I've got coolant running out the back of my garage. So I wanna get that cleaned up so I can lay underneath the car, and then we'll get gaskets set on the water pump so they're easy to put in and don't come off, and we'll get this whole area in here cleaned up. Gonna go pick up a case of brake clean and stuff too, so we'll get that cleaned up and ordered parts, and then after that we'll pull the boat around. Once I'm at a stopping point on the Corvette, we'll pull the boat around and get that up and going, get that ready for the summer. It was 34 degrees yesterday morning, and it's gorgeous out right now. And it's supposed to be up near 80 for the next couple days. So yeah, I'd like to have the Corvette done. Just beautiful. So that's the plan for this weekend. And I have to work next Saturday, so I'll only get one day off. Again, like I said, I'm gonna work on this car until it's done. I'm very, very frustrated with it right now, to the point where I'd love to even just sell it and get out of it, but I've come this far, I need to see it through. And I know this is a problem. It's sat for years. I should have expected this. You can't just let a car sit and then expect it to not be a problem. So it's just frustrating. You get it, one thing fixed, another thing breaks. So it has been fun when I drive it. It's a blast to drive. Sure shows the dust really bad. I don't know if you can see that in the sunlight. Just this color shows dust really bad. So we'll get it fixed and get it going. Should hopefully be back on the road tomorrow night. If I order the Opti spark at AutoZone, it should be here tomorrow. So I want to be tore down and clean and ready to go back together. So we'll check back with you guys after a bit. All right, welcome back. We just got back from the part stores. I had to hit all three of them just to get what I want. Did not order a distributor. Nobody had one in stock, obviously that's a given, but they can't get them for like 2 weeks, and I'm not gonna wait that long. I'm not having any issues with mine. I am gonna take it out, put new seals in it, change the seals on the back of on the timing cover there too. Might as well do it while we're here. So we'll pull the crank pulley off, get the distributor out, and I'm gonna label the spark plug wires so we can make sure we get those back in the right spots, and get going. I picked up like 5 cans of brake clean so we can clean that timing cover and everything else and make sure we get it all clean before we put everything back together. But hopefully by tonight this thing will be running again. So it's supposed to be 80 degrees for a couple days. I want to drive the car, maybe take the top off. I do need to recharge the air conditioner because I had to pull the canister out, which is right there. So we'll have to get that done too. But I'm gonna get cracking right now. I'm going to clean off the flanges on the water pump, put a little thin layer RTV on there and set the gaskets on and let it cure. That way when I go to slide the water pump back in, the gaskets aren't moving around and stuff like that. So we'll get that done and get going. See you after a bit. All right guys, we've made progress. Opti spark is out. Water pump setting up. I did try and clean it. I don't want to spray a whole bunch of stuff in there because it still works, and I don't want to break it. I did break a clip on it for one of the plugs, but that's beside the point, I guess. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But all right, so there you go. I had to rotate turn the engine over to where these flanges are parallel this way, so I could slide the Opti spark out of there. And then now we're just gonna go and clean all this crap up, replace that seal and that seal, and then there's 2 O-rings on the shaft of the Opti spark here and here, so we'll replace those 2. They come in the kit. Everything's sitting right here. If you want to know the part number for the kit, it is and that is a Napa part number, so it comes with everything you can see in there. And ooh, knock stuff over. So the crank pulley bolts are 16 millimeter. There's 3 of them. The Opti spark bolts are 3/8. There's 3 of those. One of them's hidden. This one's hidden. So when it's on the car, it sits on the car like this. So you got this one, that one, and then that one's down below by the crank. Now don't worry about, on my 96, I'm not worried about spinning this, because see that keyway right there is bigger than the other ones. That Opti spark only fits on the crank one way, so it should be no issue getting it put back on. And the crank pulley only goes on one way to where all the bolts fit up. So we're making progress. Now I just got to clean and change seals and start slapping it back together and make sure everything's bolted up tight and secure and good to go. All right, so I've got the Opti spark cleaned up some, and I just replaced the washers. The top one was missing. The bottom one is so brittle it was missing a chunk and broke. And I don't know if that did that coming out or what, but that was could have possibly been my oil leak. And let me walk around to the other side. For some reason, it's easier to access things from the passenger side. But that seal's changed. That seal's changed. Can't get that one, so I'm not going to worry about that one, but the 2 main ones. So now we'll just start the reassembly process and hopefully everything goes right. So I'll check back in with you after a bit. All right, so I got everything all back together. Just got a vacuum line and the intake tube to hook up, but all the lines are on. The Opti spark only goes on one way, like I said, and once I got it lined up, it just slid right into place. It was pretty easy. All the water pump bolts are tight. I'm getting ready to set it on the ground and fill the cooling system and look for leaks, and then hopefully it starts if I didn't break anything, and then we'll continue to bleed the cooling system, and I'll let it run 15-20 minutes and see if it's leaking any oil or anything again. So fingers crossed I did everything right and we can have fun in this car. I just want it to last the summer, and then if it needs repairs, we'll do it over the winter, because we have a long winter here and I got plenty of time. I just want to drive it and enjoy it for now. All right, so I'll get it down and we'll get it cooling in it, and then we'll see if it'll fire up. Stay with us. far it's burned like a kitten. Just waiting for it to come up to operating temp, which we're getting there. So I keep checking it, bleeding it. I just put the cap back on so that it'll start building pressure. We can pressurize the system and check for leaks and stuff. Sounds good though. And I got a huge mess to clean up, so we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.